Hi guys, I'm Jimmy Rosero for Sweatshop Fitness, and intermittent fasting junkies have a problem. They have been making their cheat meals into cheat days. So today we're here to talk about 12 ways to stop overeating during the weekends. Alright, so everybody has been really watching their breakfast, lunch, dinners, snacks and breaks and hydration really well on weekdays, but somehow have been going overboard or falling off the wagon on the weekends. So I'm going to start with reason number one: eat at regular intervals. Okay, when you follow a consistent, balanced, and nutritional plan, so don't skip meals. Okay, so you'll be hanging out with friends. If you have a late night on Friday, you may have a late breakfast or a brunch and then end up having two bigger meals or two bigger unhealthier meals. So you're less likely to find yourself hungry and overwhelmed with cravings when the weekend rolls out again. Okay, so aim to eat about 3 meals and 2 snacks every day the same day you did. So like I always say, we're not zipping this, we're changing this, right? So with a balanced portion of carbs, proteins and fat in each of those meals. Okay, so when you feel satisfied rather than deprived, it's much easier to feel better and to avoid overeating. And rule number 2: ditch the food label. If the food you eat during the weekend you think are good and the weekend foods are bad, you may be subconsciously just telling yourself you can't have that or you can't enjoy that or that's bad for you. So don't do the guilt trip, okay, through those by just ditching the food label. The more we restrict ourselves with our food choices, the more likely we'll desire those things. Okay, chocolate is a classic example. Okay, so what we do is this can lead to like a cycle of overeating when the opportunity arises. So the fix is ideally, so you need to understand that you can make all foods fit into your diet. Okay, like we always say, it's quality, quantity and timing. Okay, so none of the foods are 100% good and 100% bad. Okay, so some foods are more nutrient dense and some are not as healthy or nutrient based as the others. Okay, so it will give you healthy benefits, keep you strong, while others can keep your taste buds happy. Okay, so you can just a bit of happiness. So some people don't have a problem about eating the same thing every day, but some people always want variety. Okay, so the number 3 rule is what we call the 80-20 rule. This is really a good way to look at things. How we talk about eating perfectly all the time isn't realistic. Even elite athletes find it really hard to follow their super strict diet. So one simple way to make it through the weekend without overdoing it is aim at 80% nutrients less. So very nutritious 80% and not so nutritious 20%. So this way you can let yourself really enjoy indulgences. You can enjoy a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of ice cream, a little bit of desserts, still while maintaining a balanced and fulfilling meal plan. Okay, so number 4, another thing is we work on always, like exercise, consistency. So what you can do is you can actually treat yourself through the week. Okay, so when you spend most of your week on exclusively strict diet, common responsibilities actually to turn that cheat meal into a cheat day or cheat weekend, so it can really turn bad. So it's simple. By depriving yourself, no one should stick with the program like that long term. So most of the weight loss programs, we let them cheat a bit. So there's a small cheat you can even squeeze into a day, but you got to know how good you can be the rest of this. So eat things that appeal to you during the week, so such as a piece of dark chocolate or slightly higher fat meal. This can help curb the whole desire to go crazy over the weekend. So dark chocolate isn't all that bad. Just have a small square if you need to every day, just maybe once a day. You don't need to necessarily after every meal. Number 5, don't skip meals. You can skip during a workout with a rope, but don't skip your meals. As soon as you do, there's a very high chance of you splurging. So it might end up, it might seem like a good idea at the start, but if you deprive yourself now and you skip lunch, you might end up with a heavier than usual dinner, and this backfires to overeating. Okay, so to ensure you are not overly hungry when appetizers arrive, you plan your nights out by just simply eating a slightly lighter lunch, or have a small snack snack is very common before you head out. So lots of people actually before they go out, they have a small snack, so they don't end up having a much heavier dinner. Number 6, we can't say this enough, is stay hydrated. Okay, another simple way to plan ahead or is set your reminders on your mobile phone or on your activity band to remind you to drink water. It's very, very good. Okay, so another thing is that lots of people get their thirst confused with hunger. So don't think you're actually hungry when all you really need to do is drink some water. Okay, another thing is when you're taking hydration, go for tea, coffee, healthy homemade juice or water. Okay, try to stay away from the energy drinks and the carbonated sweet drinks. Also, make sure that if you're having alcoholic drinks over the weekend, have a glass of water in between your glass of wine, in between your glass of scotch or your glass of a beer, for example. Okay, great. So number 7, guys, is keep portion sizes in mind. Okay, one of the easiest junk foods you can use to control your portion sizes is pizza. So if you get a hankering of pizza or ice cream, try to get things in cups or smaller doses. So instead of getting ice cream to serve, you can actually get a cup of ice cream, you can get a cone, or you can get like a little chalky bar. Pizza also comes in slices, so you can cut down on that very easily and you can control yourself. So let yourself enjoy them in moderation. Okay, I recommend taking small portions of your favorite food so you don't feel deprived or like you're missing out. Okay, but try filling up a smaller plate or bowl. That's a great system that works for me because I usually get to take a bigger plate. And you can split a meal with your partner or get whatever leftover. If you think you've ordered a bit too much, take it away, alright, and you can eat it later. Number 8 is using a scale. So you can use a hunger scale and a fullness scale. Alright. So you listen to your body's internal cues. For example, how hungry are you? Okay, so lots of people think I'm really hungry, I need to eat this much. Okay, so that will tend to you overeating during the weekend. So you think about how hungry am I from a scale of, we'll just say 1 to 10. Okay, 1, I'm really not hungry, I'm eating because I'm bored. That's very common. Snacking and eating junk food, especially at the workplace. If you're working from home, that also can be a very, very easy temptation when you have nothing to do in between online meetings or calls. So if you're bored or stressed, find something productive to do. You can even go for a workout, go for a walk, you can clean up, ride a bike, go to swim if you have a pool at home. Do a simple workout. We've got lots of workouts that are available on our YouTube and our Facebook page. You can go and check them out, or you can always contact me or anyone at Switch Off Fitness and we'll give you some advice. Ideally, you want to eat when you're between 4 and 6 of our scale, and don't wait until you're really, really hungry and starving until you end up overeating. Okay, and the second part of number 8 is try the fullness scale as well. Okay, so when you finish towards the end of your meal, when you're about halfway through or to 3/4 way through your meal, just take a moment and see how full you are. Think about it, and then on that gauge whether you should stop eating. Okay, if you're still hungry, you keep eating, but if you're pretty satisfied, stop. Because there's a switch that in your brain will go off usually about 20 minutes after you started eating. By that time it might be too late. So remind yourself you can always eat more later and keep your leftovers out of sight, but out of mind as well. Okay guys, so number 9 is step away before you get seconds. Now I can't do this because I need to go for seconds immediately. I can't take a break and go for seconds. So some people who can, this is really, really great. So instead of going for seconds, I just stop. So some people, if you can step away before you get seconds, it takes about 20 minutes like we said earlier, from the time you're finished eating, for your body and your brain to completely process the fact that you've eaten. For this reason, we make a habit of walking away from the table for about 20 minutes, have a conversation, drink some water. If it's a meeting or you're on a date or something like that, you can actually take that break to have a conversation, or just take a walk, just at a restaurant, and then come back before you consider a second serving. This can give your body the time it needs to figure out whether you're actually hungry, you're satisfied or not, and just flip off that switch. Okay, number 10, remember what we spoke about guilt trips? So this is kind of in relation to that, where you can relate to how you need to remember how you felt the last time. So the next time you overeat, just remember just make a mental note for your future self about how you felt physically, how you felt mentally, whether you were bloated, a little sick or disappointed with yourself and all. So you can avoid that system and then avoid feeling like that. So next time you feel tempted to overdo it, remind yourself what happened last time, commit to making up a healthy decision. Anytime you might notice certain foods tend to just cause health issues, like digestive problems or lower energy levels, which may make you decide that you need to eat them in lesser quantities or less frequently. Number 11 is a distraction to the whole thing. So dedicate time to a hobby. If you tend to overdo it over the weekends because you're bored, find ways to focus your attention on things away from the kitchen and food. Usually artistic habits are great distractions. So painting, reading a book, graphic design, photography, even playing a musical instrument, learning a foreign language, those are great options. You can also join one of our virtual Zoom workouts and work out with us, or you can do something more relaxing, like you can do one of our yoga classes or something like that keeps you, or something new, something you really want to explore fitness and wellness wise with us. Last but not least is you need to make a list of go-to ways to de-stress. Okay, if stress and anxiety are causing you to have impulse meals, impulse snacks, or just binge eating, you can use, like, if stress or anxiety about the week ahead is fueling your weekend for overeating habit, make a list of healthy activities that can help you de-stress. Okay, we have lots of healthy activities with us, from trekking to yoga to working out, relaxation, stretching. You can just turn to those. Okay, you can turn to them instead of the kitchen. Okay, so the next time you get an urge for comfort food, just give us a shout. Okay, so many ways you can access our services. So put your list of stress relievers in a visible place, like in front of your desk or on the fridge, and aim to incorporate 2 or 3 each weekend. So thank you for watching. I'm Jimmy Razo for Sweatshop Fitness. Keep it tuned in for our next video that's coming out next week. Till then, take care. Bye bye.